Mass Effect 3 is getting a major overhaul via Project Variety mod. Mass Effect 3 is a complicated title to discuss. After the beauty of Mass Effect 2, BioWare had the job of closing out their space opera trilogy, and as we all know, it really was not received too well. Most people were really frustrated that they played Mass Effect for years and years and years, and then the conclusion of the story was basically 3 colors, and that's it. So they're like, wait. You're telling me after all these years, careful consideration of all of these choices and branching narratives and things, colors were the conclusion. Okay. It's like the different color light beam. Of course it's difficult to pull that off. It's difficult to conclude any like saga of RPGs and have it feel meaningful. Nobody's doubting that it's difficult. What people are doubting is like that they could have done better. Obviously they could have done better. And this is the thing. It's literally their job. It's the same thing with like the Gotham Knights running at 30 frames thing or having all of these bugs at launch. It's like, yes, it's hard to make a video game. We agree. It's your job though. Like your job is to create the thing and have it be good enough that we want to buy it. It's not that complicated. We just ask that and maintain a certain qualitative standard. But, that's all beside the point. But anyway, so from adding new hubs, diversifying the Citadel population, restoring cut content, and much more, Project Variety touches most of most of Mass Effect 3 in one way or another. Project Variety is extremely customizable with hundreds of options changeable in-game via mod settings menus. I think this is great. Mods, I've started playing around with them more and more, and for real, it's crazy what you could do. I mean, everything from like the flying car mod that we played on Cyberpunk on Monday, which just totally changes the dynamic of everything, to the ability to customize, Cyberpunk to have like the tram system or more buyable apartments, or in Skyrim, like house building and things, all sorts of cool stuff. And unfortunately, it seems like mods are really not a point of discussion very commonly from the studio's perspective. Very few studios are building games with the hope that they're modded in the future. One thing you got to give Bethesda credit for is that they build their games hoping that they're modded. And I would say a lot of the time it's because they hope that like their fans fix the problems that they put in the game and that they don't fix. But still, you got to give them credit for leaving the game and the door open for that. Props to them. That's a good thing. But unfortunately, nowadays, it's just not really a consideration for many of these studios. But even when it's not a consideration, we still see it. Like Elden Ring has been modded like crazy. Even like on PC, they modded Spider-Man on PC so that you can play as like Shrek swinging down New York City streets. They've done a ton of stuff. So even if it's not built with it in mind, they can still get around to it. But when the developers build their games for mod support from the ground up, it's always just so much better than if they just kind of stumble into support accidentally. So it's good to see.